really we are a dumping ground in Africa. And what I keep saying, because we have not really industrialized, we're only exporting, raw materials. So what is happening is that people are actually importing. What's going on is that we're importing poverty and exporting jobs
wealth, yes. So it's a mathematical equation that will never make us poor.
We'll never make it, yes. We're saying that, yes, we're going to grow. I mean, you take a country like Nigeria, we're saying that, yes, by 2050, Nigeria will be number 3 in terms of population in the world.
If you are new here, kindly subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you for doing so. The Africa's richest man, ALIKO Dangote, at a forum held in Accra, described the African Odyssey as African exporting riches and importing poverty. He also stressed that Africa must industrialize to help bridge the gap between poverty and riches, because it's only through that means that Africa can reduce its unemployment. When we wake up and import all our goods and services from outside world, it means most of our youth are sitting down in the house without employment, hence increasing the poverty rate in Africa. Let's take a listen as he explains more on how these problems can be tackled.
Yeah, young people, yeah.
Young people. But then, how many things are we producing in Africa, believing in our own this? Because there's nobody, Americans will not come, or Japanese or whatever, to come and develop our own economy. So we have to do it. So our major job is that we are the drivers, whether good or bad. And if you look at most of the 14 African countries where we are, where they have limestone, we went and debottleneck their cement issues. Let me give you an example. When we went to Zambia, we couldn't even have cement to build a factory. It was very difficult. We went to Ethiopia. I mean, today, if we shut down our factory in Ethiopia, they will run into trouble, because the foreigners have no interest in increasing the capacity. They have interest in making more money on a smaller supply.
Yeah.
So really, not only me, other Africans, we must get together, we must assist each other, we must go to banks like Afrexim Bank and show them what we have, so that we can fully industrialize Africa and make sure the AFCTA works. Sometimes when I hear African countries looking for fertilizer, I say, but we have a lot. Nigeria produces 6 million tons. And we did all this within the period of 5 years, both ourselves and Indorama. So that's actually enough if it's urea. That's number one. Number two, other countries that they don't have gas or whatever, then they have urea, which we can now freely trade between us. Okay? And then now you have the petroleum product. Petroleum product, we are going to produce, we are going to use 650,000 barrels per day, which is a lot. So it can satisfy the entire, West Africa and some of the Central African countries like Angola and Co. It's a very huge capacity. We have 900,000 tons of polypropylene, and we're doing more of plastics. So this will actually help in terms of, free trade. I remember what I keep saying is that, yes, AFCTA is the greatest idea. It will help to grow all our economies. It will create massive amount of jobs. Most of these youth that we have that are littering around, they will be able to have jobs. But we have to cooperate. We have to make sure that, things move. I don't want to now be in a position where I used to be, because right now I have the African passport. But the African Union passport allows you to move around, even though there are about 2-3 countries that are not allowing, they are not agreeing up to now. I don't know why. But you see, if I have to get a visa to get into country A as an African, and now we go with a British guy or maybe a Nigerian, it has happened to me, a Nigerian holding British passport, he was allowed in, and we're arguing, debating about my visa. And I'm the one, and I'm the one with the money.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Can you imagine?
So I think what maybe African countries they need to do is that why don't you give Africans visa on arrival? That will facilitate trade.
Yes.
If you are making life difficult for me, there's no way I'll go and invest.
Yes.
You know, yes. I mean, without mentioning a name, when we're building factories all over, you know, we invested about $620 million in South Africa, actually the biggest African investment. And then a neighboring country, I don't want to mention the name, and you know, they say, okay, fine, come and, actually Angola. They say,
okay, it's Angola.
Come and invest.
Yes, okay.
And I said that, no, I won't invest in Angola because getting even visa was difficult.
Was difficult,
yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, this thing we must free up and make sure that we allow Africans to move in. You can see, okay, fine. Today, when you talk to them, they say, I don't know, it's about security. But then I say, okay, fine. So most of these guys disturbing us in Mali, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, and Co., these guys, they don't have a visa. They don't even need a visa. They come through the land. So if they don't need a visa, why, me that I have money, I want to invest, you are harassing me? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So please, as Africans, we must actually, you know, take this sort of political will in removing all these obstacles. Because, I mean, today you look at it, I mean, if I ask you today, what do you think is the easiest visa to get today? And they used to be the most difficult.
Rwanda? Saudi
Arabia.
Oh.
But it has actually opened up the economy. The economy is booming. Saudis are making too much money. Hotels that I used to go and pay $500, they are charging almost $2,000 because they are having avalanche of people arriving there. So why don't we even do something? We can say, okay, fine. If you have a visa of, since we don't trust ourselves in terms of security, you say, okay, fine. If you have a visa of UK or visa of European Union, visa of Canada, visa of America, when you come to Africa, we give you visa. Because those countries must have done all the security checks before they issue a visa.
By the way, don't forget to subscribe. The Taste Brothers have been under public scrutiny for almost a year now, with various accusations from women. Like always, they have accused elements they call the matrices, who seem to have control over the doings or everything that is going on in this world, who seek his downfall because he speaks for the youth who have long time been neglected by the government. Let's hear what he has to say after the court hearing. The Taste assistants, Georgiana and Ruana, were also at court today. We hope they are acquitted sooner and freed of all charges that the government has imposed on them. Many great men like Bill Cosby, Johnny Depp, and Man City player Benjamin Mendy were wrongly accused, but they were discharged. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.